First order of business. Get that hourglass going.
The only thing on the desk not spilled coffee on.
Yeah. Right before we went live, Ashley spilled coffee everywhere, so now I've got a roll of paper towels next to me just in case.
And the aroma of caffeine.
You spilled it everywhere. And I will admit, you even put it over your phone, so I can't get too mad at you because your phone's probably worth way more than this desktop.
My phone was the first casualty, but everything it's still on.
No, you look
all
good.
safe. We're safe for now. And we also smell very energetic.
It smells like coffee.
Is the smell of coffee that bad? I love the smell of coffee.
It's not bad at first, but that smells kind of like stale coffee. Did you just make that?
I just made this.
Oh, wow, okay.
I will say, though, that I actually prefer lukewarm coffee. You know why?
More drinkability?
Yeah, absolutely. Because I can be like, oh, this entire mug of coffee, it's kind of lukewarm.
Now you can slam it.
And it's going to be gone in 3 seconds. Yeah. And I'm going to be like,
well, that's why I like hot coffee, because it meters my intake and I can slowly get the caffeine over a period of time.
Tell us more about your affection for hot coffee, Gus.
Well, you see, I don't know where to go with that.
All right.
I know what you're alluding to, but
well, at least
you want to come back to my place for some hot coffee? So, Patch, here talking about video games.
That's where we are, yes.
I feel like
hey, we got hot coffee
point,
in there.
We do.
We should talk about our candidates for Game of the Year.
Yeah.
And downloadable
you
Game of the Year.
You want to start with that? Okay.
I feel like we should start with it just because on the podcast on Monday, I thought, we'll talk about other stuff and then we'll get to the awards at the end. And we just went way over time. Mm-hmm. There's no official time for the podcast on Monday. But I was like, oh man, we're going really long.
Now, are we awarding stuff this week? Or is this where we nominate stuff and debate stuff and then we have to play it so make sure we're all on the same page? And
then we open it up to the community, let people suggest stuff that we may have missed, and then we'll come back and talk about it again next week.
Professionals.
Yeah. Well, we want to make the process open and transparent and then throw everyone else's opinion away.
Right.
Well, of course. I mean,
you pretend to value them and then you don't justify that.
Well, you listen to them.
Yes.
But then you just
disregard.
In one ear, out the other. Yeah.
Well, and sometimes you're like, oh, I forgot that one, but now I can't say it because my pride is too strong.
Well, sometimes that happens. I feel like we were going through I sent an email to everyone here talking about potential candidates for Game of the Year. And one of the games I left off that Ashley corrected me on was Captain Toad Treasure Tracker.
You're welcome.
I couldn't believe you left that one off.
Not even on the list.
Wasn't going to say anything.
Best ambulatory fungal simulator of the year.
Hey, there you go.
You know what, though? It's one of those things where I always have a hard time remembering what came out early this year. Mm-hmm. So I'll be like, oh my God, was Bioshock Infinite this March? Or was that last March? Because after a couple of months, it's like that period of time just sort of dilates. Mm-hmm. And everything from about May back 5 years seems like it all came out at the same time.
Yeah. Speaking of which, that reminds me. So Burial at Sea Part 2 came out in 2014.
What's the prize for this? Do we give him a golden Gus?
I shaved my mustache. Maybe we can give him the golden stash.
Oh my God.
Did you save it? Is it in a drawer somewhere?
I can dig it out of the drain.
All right.
Like people will gold baby shoes or bronze them. Just have to bronze the stash.
Get like a little broom.
I miss the Gus stash.
It's kind of there still.
I do
like that
I like that you're taking baby steps.
I didn't want to shave it all the way off, so I just used the trimmer. And I was like, I got it as close as I could. I was like, the rest of it will grow in and it'll match eventually.
Okay.
Nice.
The epitome of style. That's why we're not on a style podcast.
The root of the stash was saved.
Yeah. Okay, so I don't know how to approach this, so I'm just going to start listing games.
All right, we'll start with Game of the Year.
And then Ryan will tell you why he hates them all.
Sure.
And of course,
but plays them anyway.
It's a good system.
If I forget any,
don't break it.
Please feel free to add. I don't have yours in front of me. I'll pull them up after I go through my list.
Great.
So
I only had a couple little additions.
Yeah. Important one, though. Titanfall. So I tried to go back and think about early in the year. Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. The Evil Within, just because I like a good horror game.
You and your horrors.
Yeah, love horror. Mario Kart 8.
I like it.
South Park, The Stick of Truth.
Okay.
Far Cry 4. Super Smash Brothers, Wii U. Middle-earth, Shadow of Mordor. Alien Isolation. Dragon Age Inquisition. Destiny. Gotta have it on there.
Yep.
We'll talk about that. So here's another interesting one.
All right.
I put the GTA 5 re-release on this list.
You also put Last of Us Remastered on the
Last of Us Remastered is also on this list.
And Master Chief Collection.
I mean, if we're going to weigh in, we'll wait till the end of the list and then weigh in on that one.
What was that? GTA 5, Master Chief Collection. Totally, we get to technical issues.
Yeah.
Sunset Overdrive.
Is Assassin's Creed Unity on there?
I didn't even put Unity on here.
Technical issues.
Yeah.
Still, to be fair, we're still waiting on a fully functional version of that game, in my opinion.
It's pretty well fixed at this point.
Laggy.
It's still got some issues, but it is a functional game at this point.
The combat is better, but it's still choppy.
Hold on, we're getting ahead of
Yeah,
ourselves.
almost
We
done.
keep doing that.
Sunset Overdrive, Last of Us Remastered, and Infamous Second Son.
I mean, looking at this list, I almost feel like we need a category specifically for the remasters. I mean, I'm sure there's like 3 or 4 Nintendo games that could go in that category. I'm sure there's a what's the one they're always remaking? The zombie shooter, Resident Evil.
Oh, Resident Evil.
I bet there was one this year,
No,
right?
there's one coming out this month, I think.
Okay, there you go. Remastering is now its own category almost.
Yeah.
It is, and I don't mind it, but I
Rehash.
And I forgot to add your games.
Yes.
You chipped in with Civilization Beyond Earth and Captain Toad Treasure Tracker.
And I want to put Vanishing of Ethan Carter on there as well.
Oh, good. I'm glad you put that on there. I didn't play it, so I felt like I couldn't add it on there.
And Bernie's not on, but he also wanted to put forward one more line.
One more line. Okay, it's a mobile game.
Because Threes is on there as well, and I know that Threes is now on Xbox.
We haven't gotten to the downloadable
Never
games,
mind.
which we'll do right now, and then we'll go back and argue about everything.
Okay.
So for best downloadable game, you said One More Line, Threes. I put PT, Hearthstone, The Wolf Among Us, Transistor, Warlords of Draenor, and again another re-release ? Minecraft, Xbox One and PS4, and Walking Dead Season 2.
I guess another couple big ones this year were Geometry Wars and Trials Fusion came out this year as well.
Was that this year? It was this year.
Yeah.
And
Jesus.
then if we're gonna nominate standalone DLCs, I would nominate Barely at Sea. It was so good.
Yeah, I forgot to add that one on here.
As a DLC
and also,
in that category?
I feel
Okay.
like I should also add, I forgot to write it down. I'm right here talking about it. I forgot Infamous First Light, Infamous Second Son, First Light.
Yeah, again, it's one of those things where like the time gets away. I feel old. Either my memory's going or there's way too many games these days because I can't keep straight what came out this year. What's the first game that came out in 2014? Like the first big game.
one I was looking forward to, I think, was Titanfall.
I think so, yeah.
And that was
March.
March?
Yeah. Was that March or was that February? It was
came
like
out
February.
back- I guess it's worth mentioning Rogue isn't on the list, and by all accounts, it was
It's
a
actually a
better
great
Assassin's Creed
game.
title than Unity was.
Oh,
which is
I
funny
didn't-
considering it wasn't about an assassin, but hey.
I didn't play Rogue, so
I haven't played it
don't
either.
know.
Jack did, and he said it was pretty good.
It's like it's very much Black Flag improved.
Okay.
And with
that's already an endorsement.
and with a believably angsty character who still is entertaining even if the accent's a bit off.
Maintains the angst, doesn't lose the angst.
Right.
First
right.
time
He's
a
got-
new
he's got
lady walks
reason.
by.
Yeah.
Hey, baby. My wife's dead.
I just lost my son. You want to make a new one? Hey.
Oh my god.
Got a groan from the control room. Nice.
Next up on the list, Sunset Overdrive. Solid
Love it.
entry. Great
So
new
great.
great new IP.
Out of the box, it worked.
It did work out of the box.
I feel it's weird. I almost feel like it didn't get enough credit for working.
It's true.
Like-
That's because it came before everything broke.
That's true. That is
It came
absolutely
out
true. It
when
came
we
out
still
right
expected
before.
things to work. It was
Yeah.
like the last big title that worked.
Yeah, Shadow of Mordor worked and Sunset Overdrive worked, and then everything broke. And those two games were like, oh, well, yeah, of course they worked.
Yeah.
They were before the dark times.
It had a pretty fun single-player campaign. Didn't take itself very seriously. And how much is old, but
Gotcha. Well, what I'd recommend for everyone who's watching or listening is to visit the comments for this episode on roosterteeth.com and let us know any games that we may have forgot. Let us know what you think about the games we've discussed. And then next week we'll come back and we'll
regroup.
get into an argument. We'll eliminate a bunch of stuff, and then we'll
fight.
really drill down and figure out what our best games of the year for
we'll fight
2014
and
were.
punch.
We're going to probably need to have a weapons check outside the set.
There's going to be a pat down before you get on stage.
Patch down. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching. We'll be back next week with another episode of The Patch.